start cold, finish hot. It was not enough. The comeback falls just short as the Washington Capitals lose 4-3 to the Vancouver Canucks. Let's get into it, babes. First period, just 59 seconds into this one, Elias Pettersson, who has not scored a goal yet this season. I can tell you, living in Vancouver from watching the Canucks frequently, that this guy has been god-awful for about a year and a half now. He is not good, folks, okay? And yet, 59 seconds into this game, he gets his first goal of the season after a rare poor defensive play, a bit of a mental lapse here in the defensive zone by Alexei Protas. That is rare. Like I said, you do not see that from the big Caps forward very often at all. He rarely makes a defensive mistake at all, but he makes one here, and Elias Pettersson puts this thing in the back of the net past Caps backup netminder Charlie Lindgren, who was in net for this one here today. And yeah, Elias Pettersson, first goal of the season for him, like I said, puts the Canucks up 1-0 early. Then later in the first period here, defenseman Tyler Myers, he would score a goal here for the Canucks that the Caps would challenge for goaltender interference. They issue the coach's challenges. There were people all over Charlie Lindgren on this one. But you know how these goaltender interference challenges tend to go. It's essentially a coin flip in the National Hockey League for these calls. A coin flip that the Caps never seem to win, and they lose another one here. The Caps really never getting the call on coaches' challenges. It is well documented going back many years now, since they introduced the coaches' challenge, basically. I talked about it last season in these videos. I know that. The Caps, I believe last season, they lost their first 7 in a row coaches' challenges. So we are used to this, right? They never seem to get the call on these plays where it's something kind of subjective, like goaltender interference. It shouldn't be subjective. It should be a lot more black and white than it is, but the NHL makes it mighty confusing for fans. One call seems to go one way, the very next call the next night seems to go the other way, so nobody really knows what's going on. And yeah, the Caps always seem to find themselves for some reason on the wrong end of these calls. So the goal counts here, apparently. So it is 2-0 for the Vancouver Canucks now, and the Washington Capitals getting tagged, of course, with that delay of game penalty for the failed coach's challenge. And the Canucks score on the resulting power play here. Kiefer Sherwood puts one into the back of the net past Charlie Lindgren, and so it becomes 3-0 now. So that's a huge swing in this game here in the first period, right? Canucks were up 1-0. They score a goal that certainly looks like it is going to be called back for goaltender interference. The Caps challenge the goal. They do not get the call. The referees count the goal. So that becomes 2-0, and then they, of course, get tagged with the delay of game penalty where the Canucks score a power play goal, and it becomes 3-0. So huge swing in this game. You were looking at a 1-0 game, and if that call goes the Capitals' way on the goaltender interference, it would have stayed a 1-0 game. Instead, it quickly becomes a 3-0 game here. So just a massive, massive swing here in this hockey game. And that is how the first period would end. Second period, Canucks get another one past netminder Charlie Lindgren here. Ex-Pittsburgh Penguin Teddy Bluger. And so it is 4-0 here early in the second period for the Vancouver Canucks. But later in the second period, Ryan Leonard starts the comeback here for the Caps. The rookie getting on the board here again on the power play for the Caps, takes a great pass from Tom Wilson. Thatcher Demko actually made an incredible save on Leonard's first attempt. Beautiful pad save there by Demko, but Leonard sticks with it, gets his own rebound, and roofs it past Demko. 4-1 now. Caps. I mean, not 4-1 Caps, it's 4-1 for the Canucks, but y'all know what I mean. This is a goal for the Caps, puts them on the board and makes it a 4-1 score. Assists on that one, like I said, by Tom Wilson on the primary assist with that beautiful pass over to Ryan Leonard. Dylan Strome as well working in with the secondary assist. And that is how the second period would end, still 4-1 for the Vancouver Canucks. But the Washington Capitals, we know, are a little bit known for their crazy comebacks. They were the league leaders in comeback wins last season. a season in which they finished in first place in the entire Eastern Conference. So they are a little bit known for this here. And so we go to the third period with the Caps looking to make the comeback. Hendrix Lapierre, gorgeous cross crease pass over to Jakob Chychrun. Chychrun slams it home. 4-2. Rasmus Sandin as well gets the secondary assist on that one. And then we would near the last 2 minutes of regulation here with the Caps still trailing 4-2 up until John Carlson absolutely unleashes a rocket here, beats Thatcher Demko, and now it is 4-3. Dylan Strome on the primary assist on that one, Tom Wilson on the secondary assist. And so the Caps have come almost all the way back here with just over 2 minutes left to play. But Thatcher Demko, the Canucks netminder in this game, was incredible. The Washington Capitals threw everything and the kitchen sink at him, trying to make the comeback in this game. They end up outshooting the Vancouver Canucks by a 31-24 count. That is after the game started with the Canucks outshooting the Caps 10-3. So yeah, the Washington Capitals, over the last however many minutes of this game, trying to make the comeback attempt here, they outshot the Vancouver Canucks 28-14 over the remainder of this game. So a valiant comeback attempt, but Thatcher Demko, like I said, was very, very strong in the Canucks net. And yeah, the Caps, like I said, throwing everything at him for the rest of this game and right up down to the wire here in these final 2 minutes, trying to get that final goal to tie this thing up, but they could not do it. They could not beat Thatcher Demko again. And so the final buzzer goes with the final score being 4-3 for the Vancouver Canucks. All right, babes, that is going to be it for this one. An unfortunate loss here for the Washington Capitals on this Sunday, this matinee game. Those always seem to give the Washington Capitals trouble. So kind of had a bad feeling coming into this one. They just never seem to wake up for these games, these matinee games on the weekends. So yeah, tough start, slow start for the Washington Capitals. They find themselves down obviously 4-0. Make, like I said, the valiant comeback attempt, ultimately get it to 4-3, but they could not find that final goal past Canucks netminder Thatcher Demko. So yeah, I mean, what can you say, right? It's a loss, but the Caps did win 4 straight games beforehand coming into this game. So 4-2 now on the season, 4 wins, 2 losses. They, of course, dropped their season opener to the Boston Bruins. Then they win 4 straight, and now they drop this one here to the Vancouver Canucks. So for the Caps, their next game is coming up on Tuesday at home against the Seattle Kraken. The Seattle Kraken, a little bit surprisingly, have been playing very, very, very well to start this season. They still have not suffered a regulation loss, the Seattle Kraken, so that should be an exciting game. The Caps up against the Kraken on Tuesday. I know a couple of people who are going to that game. My good friend Robbie, as well as my good friend Gil, I believe, are both going to be at that game. So we hope for them that the Caps can find the win in that one, score some goals for them, make it fun, make it entertaining, and yeah, ultimately, hopefully come out with another W. But yeah, babes, thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Mwah! Appreciate all of you guys so much. Until next time, babes, and as always, even on days where it is unfortunately a loss, as always, let's go Caps.